All right, well, I'm going to get started. If anyone else comes on in the next few moments, I'll probably just go back to the beginning. But first, a little bit about IAC Acoustics, specifically the architectural sales team. Myself, my name is Mike Rubino. I'm the architectural door and window specialist. I've been in the sound control business for 16 years. I started at industrial noise control as a design engineer, mostly designing industrial enclosures, and a lot of dyno rooms and barrier walls. And then industrial noise control was purchased and transitioned into IAC Acoustics, and ultimately I've become the door and window specialist. And I will say that I do enjoy it. Something different from drawing industrial enclosures, and it's going very well. We have Tom Hines. He's the director of IAC with 20 plus years experience in the sound control industry. Important fact about Tom Hines is that he installed noise lock doors, super noise lock doors, and many other IAC products for over 10 years. I think actually closer to 15 years. He is now the director of IAC, so it's really been valuable to have someone that is directing us that is that familiar with the actual products in the field and installing them. Just a hands-on experience really goes a long way. So it's really nice to have that in that position. Jeremy Vitsa, architectural sales engineer. He's been with IAC for 4 years, graduated from Columbia College, Chicago. And we have Rick Izzy, he's the architectural sales estimator. He spent 20 years in manufacturing, which has also been very beneficial. Another hands-on employee that is now at the front end helping with sales. It really helps in a lot of situations to have that hands-on experience. So anyway, let's get started. So today we're going to be discussing super noise lock doors. We're going to be discussing what is a super noise lock door, what makes it different from a regular noise lock door. And we'll be discussing the different types, the key features, optional features, and where you would typically see super noise lock doors. So the first question is, what is a super noise lock door? Super noise lock doors are IAC solutions for oversized doors, often called elephant doors. Super noise lock doors are utilized when a specific application requires a door that's larger than 14 by 14 feet. So if it's 14 foot high, 14 foot wide, or smaller, we would make that door, IAC would fabricate it as a noise lock door. So it's slight different construction. Anything over that, we have to go to the super noise lock door. Their super noise lock doors are available in STC-51, which is a 4-inch thick door panel, and STC-55, and that is a 6-inch thick door panel. Super noise lock doors can be manufactured as swing doors, vertical lifting doors, horizontal sliding. When swing doors, they can be supplied as single leaf, double leaf. We do triple leaves and quad leaf configurations. And so horizontal, when they're sliding, I forgot to mention, so they can either be a single sliding door, that would be one large slab over an opening, either moving left to right or to open, or it can be biparting, and that would be 2 slabs that when closed meet in the middle, and then open, one opens to the left, one opens to the right. The different applications are usually picked based on the site restrictions and how much space is available. That is usually what drives the choice in either biparting, horizontal sliding, or vertical lifting if they don't have the space to the sides. For vertical lifting, there's an option for a multi-panel vertical lift. So if you don't have the space to the sides and you don't really have the space above, it's more than one sliding panel, so they actually kind of collapse, kind of like a stair step closing system. So you would have a few panels that might be 5 feet tall, maybe 4, say you had 4 or 5 foot tall panels. to create a 20-foot door, it would only take up 5 feet of space above rather than a single slab, which would take up 20 feet above. So now we will compare a super noise lock door to a standard noise lock door. A noise lock door consists of sheet metal and different types of fill. So you've got your sheet metal that's formed into the door. There's sheet metal stiffeners inside. There's channels that are put together to construct the bottom of the door. It's all fabricated by IAC out of sheet metal, and it's filled with different types of fill. I can't really tell you all of the specifics, but different insulations and things like that put in different order to get the different sound ratings. A super noise lock door consists of sheet metal, so the main component is sheet metal, different types of fill, very similar types of fill. And what's not included in the noise lock door that is included in the super noise lock door is structural members. Because the super noise lock doors are obviously much larger, structural steel is required to provide the rigidity needed for doors of that size. Noise lock doors are either 2.5 inch thick, 3.5 inch thick, or with the STC-54, they're 5 inches thick. Super noise lock doors are only offered in 4 or 6 inch thick. Noise lock doors are often ADA compliant in most configurations, depending on the hardware. While super noise lock doors are not ADA compliant, obviously they are far too large to be ADA compliant, but there's always an option to add an automatic operator, at least assisting and making it operable, but still not ADA compliant. Noise lock doors are supplied with commercial door hardware. This would be your standard mortise lock sets, exit devices. We use LCN enclosures is our most common closer that we use. Kick plates, most of the hardware that you would think of as standard commercial hardware, we can install it on the noise lock doors. We provide hardware to match project specifications, so we do not have our own standard set of hardware that we must use. We get that question a lot. What hardware does IAC provide? Well, we provide the hardware that is specified for that project. If there's something that we can't provide, there are items here and there, special closer arms that don't operate with the cam lift hinge that we use. Little things like that. We don't use. They're called silencers. They're these small rubber bumpers that go on the frame that you would see in a hollow metal door or a wood door in an office. Obviously, we don't use those because we have an acoustical seal. So we do exclude some things from the specification, but for the most part, we are providing hardware as specified for individual projects. So that's the hardware on the noise lock door. The super noise lock doors require a more industrial, robust type of hardware. Again, due to their size, when you make a door bigger, you have to have heavy-duty hardware that can accommodate the weight and moment of the door. We will be seeing some photos, and I can point out some of these different types of hardware. So here's some photos of super noise lock doors. Top left, that's a horizontal sliding door. You can see it's a single slab. You can see the operator and the track system above. On sliding doors, there's no hardware. The operator could be considered hardware, but there's no exit devices or lock sets. There are push buttons that you push to open it, but it's a little different than the typical hardware that you would expect to see on a normal swing door. The top right image is a vertical lift door. This door is a single slab and it moves straight up and down to open. Again, there's no typical or no standard door hardware on a vertical lifting door. It's operated by a power operator. It's going to be a push button operator or often motion sensor. There's different options that are available, but there are no levers on a vertical lifting door. The bottom left photo happens to be a double leaf super noise lock door. You can see this one has some hardware that we can discuss. You can see the hinges on this door. They're very large. They are camerized hinge. IAC uses a proprietary camera lift hinge on our standard noise lock doors. And the super noise lock doors also use a cam lift hinge. This allows us to achieve a good compression seal at the bottom, which is very important for the acoustical seal to have a compression seal at the bottom rather than a sweep. Also, sweep seals deteriorate quickly. And a compression bottom seal, it really is one of the very important parts of the noise lock and super noise lock doors, which is allowed due to the use of cam lift hinges. You'll see a 3-point latching mechanism in the center. So on the left door that's open, those pieces, those 3 pieces that you see are connected by that vertical rod. They all slam into the inactive door and latch into the strike receiver. You see 3 small silver things there, and then there's a pull handle. So you have a 3-point slam latch and a pull handle. The photo on the bottom right is a bi-partying horizontal sliding door. You can see the 2 leaves that will close to the center. If you look closely, you can see each leaf has a notch in it. So this one was something custom. They must have some material or something that's passing through the door when it's in the closed position. Super noise lock door pictured here is another example of a double leaf swing door. So one thing to point out that obviously all super noise lock doors are made custom per each project. We don't stock any super noise lock door parts other than the hinges and some of the hardware components. Each door is made per each specific application. So all the super noise lock doors can be supplied either power or manually operated. So even the swing doors, obviously we would add power operators to a lot of these. So we are getting a lot of power operators on all of the super noise lock doors due to their weight and size. Super noise lock doors are available with windows and fire rated construction. This is a good picture showing a super noise lock door. Again, it's a double leaf, manually operated. It's got the same stuff that we talked about on the other one with the 3-point latch. You'll also see the cane bolts at the bottom of each leaf. So when this door is open, you can engage those cane bolts. It will secure the doors in the open position while you're moving your equipment through. The special thing about this super noise lock door, you can see that there are 2 regular noise lock doors installed in the larger leaves of the super noise lock door. So this allows a super noise lock door to have a means of egress. So those 2 doors have exit devices on them. Obviously those are on the push side. So we're standing on the exterior with the handle, but this would allow someone to exit through those doors in an emergency. You can. This is a good one where you can compare the size of the size and type of the hinges. There, you see the small chrome hinges on the noise lock doors, and then you see the larger painted hinges on the super noise lock door. Super noise lock doors, I mentioned, are available with fire rated construction, and they can also be fabricated with ballistic ratings. The photo on your screen is an example of a vertical lift super noise lock door. We saw this in another slide, I believe. These large doors have been used in many different applications. Stage doors for TV and movie sets, anechoic chambers, industrial enclosures. We've supplied them to be used as hangar doors, many other applications as well. The photo on the left is a double leaf swinging super noise lock door. You can see the cane bolts and the pull handles. The unique thing about this is that you see those added steel panels mounted to the interior. So when IAC works very closely with the designers, the architects, all the consultants involved on each project, so that we're aware of what the final end result needs to be. So in this case, we knew that the design and the intent of the complete system was going to require these additional panels to be fastened to the super noise lock door. So in our design, we made sure that it was going to be prepped to receive these panels in the field. Whether we need to put additional stiffeners, mount brackets, whatever needs to be done so that everything goes smoothly and the doors are ready to receive any final treatment. The super noise lock door on the right was used in an automotive test enclosure called a anechoic chamber. Here are a couple more examples. Photo on the left is an exterior horizontal sliding door. So yes, super noise lock doors are acceptable to be installed outdoors. You can see this one has a cover over the operator and track. You can also see an interesting paint scheme. Obviously, this is painted in the field. All super noise lock doors and noise lock doors are shipped with a minimum gray prime coat. No door would be shipped with exposed raw steel. They would all be primed. Custom colors are also available, but we are often seeing customers paint their doors in the field while painting the rest of the site. The door on the right, it's an example of a tri-leaf door. So, and it's also a picture of the current director of IAC, Tom Hines, when he was installing. So you can really see the size compared to 6 foot plus tall person there. That 3-point latch is pretty tall. And it also gives you a good reference as to the sizes of the hinges that we've been talking about there. You can see where that 3-point latch is. That's attached to one leaf, and then there are 2 other door leaves to the side, which will actually fold open together. This one also has a noise lock door installed in the active leaf for a means of egress. You can see the exit device there. And so that really is going to conclude the super noise lock door webinar. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to email, call, and I'd be happy to talk to you about super noise lock doors or any other products, doors or windows. I can direct you to the proper person at IAC to answer your questions about any of our other products. I will be doing this, collecting more photos. We have several super noise lock door orders currently in process. So usually I'll probably get to doing the super noise lock door webinar again sometime next year, be in several months. And by then we will have some new fresh examples of super noise lock doors that will probably be shipping in the first quarter of 2021. So if you see an email come out for the super noise lock doors in the future, you can plan on seeing some new material. I'd also like to note that we do have a YouTube channel, and there are quite a few IAC Did You Know videos. They're very interesting, a lot of good information there. There is a super noise lock door video, so feel free to check out our YouTube channel. Definitely a good source for information. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming, joining the super noise lock door webinar. I'll be presenting again next week, and then we will be sending out an e-blast for our next webinar. Thanks again. Have a good day.